What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel, and this episode's not going to be working more on the S2000. Instead, I'm going to roll out that 944 that I kind of showed you a little bit in one of the last uploads I had, and I want to talk a little bit more about a project that I'm going to be doing for the channel, and I want to get to you guys' thoughts on if it's a good idea or if I should go a different route. So I'll see you guys in a sec. So this is it. I showed you guys a little bit of the corner just because it was back in the garage in my other video. That wind noise isn't too bad, but this is it in all its glory. Actually on the light, and this is the first time it's probably seen daylight in 2 years. Let me show you guys the motor. And that's why I'm thinking about getting rid of it. So I got this car back in, it was sometime in college. Basically the guy was like, wanted $500 for it. And I think they were tearing it down to make it some kind of race car, maybe. Let's see if I can get in. I'm gonna open it from this side. There we go. But I think the guy had intentions of making it some kind of race car. The gauges and everything on this thing is so cool. Like the original tachometer and everything. I can feel it rolling. Hang on. There we go. But I think the guy intended to make it some kind of race car because the entire thing was torn apart. Like I just reassembled the dash. It's not even, I'm pretty sure it's not mounted. Yeah, I can move that whole thing off. But it has the original transmission in it. The clutch and everything is gone. So there's nothing to put a gear into, but transmission's still here. And there is no clutch, it's just stuck against the wall, and the wiring is just a mess. So obviously it's sad, but the time has come. This thing has got to go, and that's what I wanted to talk about, was what my plans are with this thing as well as everything else. Now, as cool as this thing is, I mean, it would just take so much money to actually make this a drift car. Not just the fact that it doesn't have a motor in it, but you're talking about parts on a car that's 30 years old. And while the body actually, like, it's in really good shape. Like there's little to no rust on the bottom. The body's pretty much rust free. I mean, it's been, the last owner was besides the guy who tore it apart, was a dentist. I remember I found all their original stuff, and then I found they used to go to this beach resort that was pretty high-end, I guess, back in the day. But it would just take too much money to make this thing a well-functioning drift car, because things on this are going to break a lot easier. And if I can just get, you know, a 370Z or 350 or something that's got some good power to weight, they're not too expensive, and if I break apart, it's going to be easier to find, and I still want to mess up this body. Yeah, it's got some paint chips in some places, but realistically, I mean, it's in pretty damn good condition. So hopefully I can sell it to someone that is going to restore it and treat it well, or maybe I'll sell it to someone who's going to buy and build a race car with it. Can I get this thing to roll back a little bit? Oh yeah. Jesus, this is not put in place. But that's basically my poor segue into what I wanted to talk about, which was Project Drift Car. So I'm thinking about getting something, I'm not sure exactly what. So my exact plan is I'm going to sell or trade the bike. That could be something exciting. We'll see what I can actually get for that. Selling this, so I'm probably gonna put it up for, I don't know, I might put it up for $1,000 or so. Like I have a ton of parts. Like there was the, I think it's not the cams, it's the crankshaft. I think I still had, like, basically there was all of these parts but no engine block. So I mean, as difficult as it would be to redo and rebuild and, what would you call it, restore this thing, I really didn't want to dive into that, and I never did, because I just kept buying, like, I bought this one, and then I bought a black one, and that one was actually running and driving, and it was still a piece of crap. But That quickly made this one get little to no attention and just kind of sat here because my parents don't really use the garage. So it's honestly just been forgot about. But so the plans are, so the bike, maybe trade, we'll see. This car, and then the Porsche and the black BMW. Now my girlfriend's still using the black BMW. We're going to figure something out. I am going to be going down to Miami, so I should have some exciting content planned for you guys. But after she gets her new car, we figure out what we're going to do with that, then I'm going to be selling a lot of stuff. Like, obviously I'm not going to sell the Porsche right away. I've been waiting on that for a long time. The Beamer can go, the bike can go, that's already done. And then this, it's honestly sad. I mean, I do like this car and I would love to restore it, but it's just not worth the time and money right now. And I think it'd be better to invest it into a drift car. So 350Z, 370Z, I'd love a 240, but I don't think I can find one, at least for a good deal. S14, same thing. Like, Mustangs have pretty good power to weight. If I could find a little, maybe a Fox Buddy V8 or like a one of the early 90s ones, early 2000s ones, because those are pretty dirt cheap and it's got a nice amount of power, and I could just throw a handbrake and angle kit and I'll be good. But comment some ideas down below. That's just my little short list. Obviously there's some other ones I've thought about. I thought about Corvettes and some other things that may not be the easiest cars to drift, but if you can learn how to drive them well, like I'm already used to driving a long car, and maybe that will end up being better. I remember breaking the tires loose and my V6 was almost impossible, so I figure if I can break a car loose that was that long, drift cars should be pretty easy for me. But obviously it's going to take a lot of practice, but I'm really excited to actually get into it. So comment some ideas down below if there's this particular car that you guys want to see, or something that you haven't seen before. Maybe you guys really want me to restore this and make it a drift car, but either way, that's going to be the next project for the channel. I think drag racing and actually standard circuit racing, that stuff is just too expensive for me to start right now, because I don't want to make my Hellcat a crazy 1,000-1,200 horsepower monster that I can't drive comfortably to the store anymore. So I'm not going to go the drag racing route, plus that gets really expensive. Now obviously expense, I say that in a relative term, because anything you do with a car is going to be expensive. Any motorsport that you're involved in is going to be expensive. You know, rally racing, drag racing, you're going to break parts, you have the chance to crash the car and have that kind of expense in your hands, and then drifting, shredding tires every lap, things like that. I'm not talking about it from that standpoint. I just mean what's more in my means to do. It's more in my means to trailer a car down to a drift course, have an extra set of tires, and somebody that can help me, you know, work on that, or change tires, or fix miscellaneous small things if they break, versus having to really compete and you have, you know, like a professional pit crew or something along the lines of that. But I know drifting's not going to be easy, but I'm really excited to learn. I think it's going to be a really cool experience for me and an experience for the channel. So comment some ideas down below if there's something you guys want to see. I will see you guys in the next episode. Thank you for watching. Peace.